"Stop now. This is my last warning." These weren't the words of a diplomat trying to preserve peace, but the powerful declaration of Ibrahim Traoré, the president of Burkina Faso, speaking directly to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The world froze for a moment. African leaders don't often make such direct statements to global figures like Netanyahu, but Traoré isn't a typical leader. His words echoed far beyond his borders. This wasn't just a political statement, it was a line in the sand drawn by one of the most fearless voices in modern African leadership. The urgency in his tone made it clear something had changed. To understand why this warning matters, we must look at the broader context. In recent months, Israel has intensified its military operations in Gaza, drawing global criticism. But while many leaders gave vague condemnations, Traoré delivered a sharp, direct rebuke. His message wasn't just about Palestine, it was about the larger power imbalance plaguing the world. He sees the same forces at work in Africa, in the Middle East, and beyond: domination, exploitation, and silence from those with influence. This warning is not just a statement of solidarity, it's a demand for a global shift. Traoré is pushing back against systems that have operated unchecked for decades. Ibrahim Traoré didn't mince his words. In a forceful address, he stated, "Stop the violence, stop the occupation, this is my last warning." He didn't mention Netanyahu's name once, but there was no doubt about whom he was talking to. He emphasized the need for immediate action, accusing those in power of ignoring human suffering while justifying it with politics. His tone was uncompromising. Traoré made it clear, silence is complicity, and inaction is a choice. His words carried weight not just because of their boldness, but because they came from a leader who has consistently acted on his beliefs. He wasn't speaking for headlines, he was speaking for the oppressed. The world took notice. In Africa, the response was swift and emotional. Social media lit up with praise for Traoré, hailing him as the voice Africa needs. Many young Africans, disillusioned with the West's silence, found hope in his courage. In the Middle East, voices emerged welcoming Traoré's support, seeing it as a sign of growing solidarity between Africa and Palestine. Western outlets were more reserved, downplaying the remarks or ignoring them altogether. In Israel, Netanyahu's office declined to comment. That silence spoke volumes. Whether they dismissed the warning or took it seriously, one thing was clear: Traoré had shaken the usual script of global diplomacy. Who is Ibrahim Traoré, and why do his words matter? At just 34 years old, he became the president of Burkina Faso after leading a military uprising. But unlike others who rise through force, Traoré quickly became a symbol of people's power. He cut ties with former colonial powers, expelled French troops, and turned to Pan-Africanism. His popularity surged not just in his own country, but across the continent. Many view him as a new generation of African leadership, young, bold, and unapologetically anti-colonial. When he speaks, it's not just as a president, but as a representative of a movement. That's what makes his warning to Netanyahu so powerful. It's not just political, it's personal, historical, and moral. But why direct his message at Netanyahu? The answer lies in justice. Under Netanyahu's leadership, Israel has carried out brutal campaigns in Gaza, killing thousands, including women and children. Traoré has made it clear, his government will not stand idly by while people suffer, regardless of borders. He sees the struggle of the Palestinians as intertwined with Africa's own fight for freedom. This isn't about religion, it's about humanity. By calling out Netanyahu, Traoré is calling for an end to oppression everywhere. It's a challenge to all leaders who look away while people are crushed. His voice adds moral clarity to a world that too often tolerates injustice. So what happens now? That's the question everyone is asking. Could Burkina Faso move to officially recognize Palestine or sever ties with Israel? Could other African nations follow? There's a sense that something bigger is forming, a shift in global alliances away from the traditional centers of power. Netanyahu faces growing isolation, not just from traditional critics, but now from voices he likely never expected. Traoré's warning may not come with missiles or sanctions, but it carries a different kind of force, moral pressure, and that can be even more destabilizing than military threats. The world is watching closely. This is not just about Burkina Faso and Israel, it's about truth, it's about courage. Ibrahim Traoré didn't speak for political gain, he spoke because silence was no longer an option. His warning was not just to Netanyahu, it was to the entire global order that continues to value power over people. Traoré is part of a new generation of leaders who understand that change doesn't come from comfort, it comes from confrontation. Whether you agree with him or not, one thing is clear: the world can no longer ignore voices like his. If you believe in standing up to injustice, share this message. Subscribe for more updates on Africa's rising leaders. The tide is turning and history is watching.